But you are welcome. But don't be scared. There are no guns around here. Today, like any other day, is remarkable in the sense that something spectacular is happening somewhere in the world. At PUC, a group of young people have put themselves together, and we are talking about change. We are talking about change. Which means that they've seen something, they have observed certain things, and they think and believe within themselves that this is the time that they will have to step forward and bring about that needed change. Now, contemporary times, any news of individuals or group of persons determined to make a positive change is welcoming. And you agree with me that of late our headlines are not all that pleasant. Violence, fear, climate change, political injustice, gender inequality, religious unrest, and so forth and so forth. And with all these happening and going on, the world can be a messy place. But with the onset of change makers, there appears to be hope. And I'm glad that young men and women will agree to have a forum and talk about change. And that gives me a lot of hope. Because of late, I've been worried. I've been concerned. And sometimes I ask myself, are we really doing things right? The last one that I talked about, that these guys said, okay, then come and welcome us, is when I've traveled to Akemodan for an assignment, church assignment. And I was visited to go to Abrim to have a meeting with officers of the church. On my way back, I saw this mining area. I decided to pass through there to go and see what they are doing there. When I got to the gate, it was barricaded and with security and so forth, and said, no, do you have any invitation from any staff of Newmont? I said, no, that's my area. I'm driving through. I want to see what goes on here. They said, no, you are not allowed on our compound unless you have a special invitation from a staff, or even that staff should be a senior person. So as much as I tried, I was not permitted to enter. Now, when I was driving, what engaged my attention and I really wanted to go there was that when I was driving from Odan to Abrim, the road was terribly bad. And it was that bad that when I came back to Odan, my vehicle broke down. It has to be towed to Accra. The road was terribly bad. And we drove from Odan all the way on bad road. When we were about a mile to reach to Newmont, the road had changed to first-class asphalt road. Beautiful. Then after Newmont compound, entering Abrim town, then you get back on the bad road. Then I asked myself, what is happening? And then on the way, I saw some one-bedroom flats built. The driver, he said he was to take me through somewhere. And when I inquired, I was told that these people were the occupants of the land that have our gold. And they have to be moved and be given one-room apartments with their families. And these people, their farmland had been taken over from them and dumped somewhere nobody cares about. And we've traded our gold to other people, and they are taking these at our expense, and they are not even willing to give us good road to drive on. But then they make sure where they will drive on is good in their compound. Is there somebody who can bring change in some of these policies, in some of these decision making? Africa always said that God has given us almost everything that we need. And I think that is what is keeping us. Otherwise, the people in the West would have dumped us somewhere. They wouldn't have any need for us. But they cannot leave us because we have all the resources. And we have all the resources and we sell all the resources for nothing and still live in poverty. And it is our own people who sign these contracts and give them out at the expense of the poor person. Coming back, I got to Asamankase area. I decided to visit another minister of the church who is a daughter. And when I got there, again entering that town, rubber plantation, and I was told that this has also been given to people from outside the country. And the farmlands have been taken away from our people, my church members. So they have no place to farm. And there is abject poverty. And just close by next door, you see these plantations. And they have employed our members, our people, as laborers to work for peanuts. And then all the dollars and all the money expatriated is shipped out of the country. Do we need some change? Talking about our attitudes, where we will litter freely with all these plastics killing us. Ghana is one of the few countries where we have the mentality that our drains are made as dump sites. So we don't seem to get it that the drains are to allow the rainwater to run. But we think that our drains are for a dumping site. And yesterday I was telling the nursing students that sometimes when I get to the lecture hall, after a class, university students, and then they leave their plastics on the floor, then I realize that we have a problem. Even at this level, where we begin to talk about these things. Change. We really need change. We really, I'm not a guest speaker. I want to welcome you, so I wouldn't take much of it. Otherwise, I'll get carried away. But may the Lord help us. And I pray that God will endow our speakers with wisdom to impact some wisdom and knowledge to us. So that at least the few of us here who have gathered will pick something from this forum and go out there to cause a change. And I believe that one person can bring about that change. And we have an example in Rwanda where one man decided to change things around after they have come out of a Holocaust and all that. And then he has been able to, because he decided that no, things will have to change. Things will have to change. And there was this person that I watched, I think it's part of the John Maxwell training about the Kajina of Uganda. Yeah, please share that video if you have it with them. Where there's Catherine Kajina, who successfully fought against the status quo and changed the Uganda Revenue Authority, which was reported as the most corrupt institution in Uganda. But it took one woman who decided that, no, I am a Christian, and as a Christian, I wouldn't support corruption, so I want this place to change. And she was able to make it. She said when she started, people fought for that. And so when you want to bring change, it is not a quiet time. You need to be aggressive. You need to be aggressive. And Jesus Christ himself was, if you like, a revolutionist. When he came around, he had to fight with the Sadducees and the Pharisees thinking of the way they are doing things. And that is why one time they caught him, they wanted to stone him. And they said, you man, you talk too much. And when they finally arrested him, they arrested him and charged him because they say he can talk too much. He has said he will destroy a building in one day and build it in 3 days. Even though he had not destroyed the building was still standing there. But because of what he said, he said, crucify him. You need to be aggressive about change. And I pray that we will not take this as one of the many fora that we attend and then have beautiful talks and then shelve them. That this one, we will be able to be empowered to go out there and bring the needed change that we are talking about. Finally, Joshua 1:7 says, be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. So it's about being strong, it is about being courageous. If we really want to see the change that we want to see on campus, outside campus, in our country, and beyond. On that note, I want to warmly welcome you all to Pentecost University College and the 2019 Changemakers Forum. Feel free to contribute, participants, and enjoy the rest of the day. And I pray, believing and trusting God that this will not be an idea, but something that will go a long way to bless all of us. Stand up for change, and may change come our way. Thank you.
We can do better.